Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. So today today I woke up on time and I still was late for work. Couldn't work today. I forget that on Mondays it's early release for the children, so I come back at 2:12. Well, actually I went back at 2 o'clock. I have to be on the bus at 2:12, and I'm looking around. I'm like, it's only 4 buses here. Where's the person I ride with? I call in to figure it out. And he said, hold on. So then he get back on the phone and he like, did you forget that it was early release on Mondays? And I did. And I was disappointed because that's just a whole day of making money gone. But I got an oil change today, y'all, at Take 5. And the total came out to be $207 and 82 cents. I think that's it. Yeah. And that's because I got a cooling flush. Now that oil treatment that I showed y'all, I haven't used that because that red oil can light came on again. So I added just more oil to it. I've been so used to adding the oil treatment. And in the summertime, I add that once a month in between the oil changes. And I'm so used to adding that, and the consistency is so thick that when I added the oil, I'm like, why is this oil so thin? It just felt like I was pouring water. But I got an oil change today. Come to find out, it's a minor oil leak. So I'm going to have to replace that with a gasket pan. And she said that every time I come in for an oil change, they'll just monitor it and put like moderate. And they will let me know when I really need to take care of it. But I'm not going to wait until it get to that point because I'm trying my best to keep up the maintenance with my vehicle. I've been getting oil changes on time. Now, this oil change, I feel like by the numbers, it was on time. Actually, I went in a little earlier because on the old sticker that I had, I couldn't tell if it said 194,184 or 194,894. I couldn't tell. But I'm currently at 194,050. The last one, it didn't have a date. Usually it's supposed to have the next mileage or the date. I'm glad that this one does though, because the next mileage is 197,106 or by June 9th. So I'm glad that they actually put theirs on there because this man put his initials last time. So I was online looking on Amazon. I even went on Temu to see if I can find a gasket pan. Now, it's other things that I need to get fixed on my vehicle. Like, I know I need to get a tune-up because I haven't had that done. I need a hub bearing. And he also said I need a tire rod when he fixed the axle. Now, my thing is, a month or two ago, like almost 2 months ago, I went to the shop and I had them fix the tire rod. I was riding around needing an axle and tire rod from like November to January, like the end of January. And he just told me not to get on the highway, so I didn't. I was driving to work on the street, so it took me extra time to get there. So I finally get the money and want to get the car fixed. I go and take this car to the shop. Now, this is the same shop that I got the brakes did at back in the summertime. So I ordered these brakes on Temu. Yes, Temu. People, when I say Temu, they be like, I don't know about Temu. In the summertime, I needed my brakes done. I'm talking about the brakes were so loud. And I do not like to drive my vehicle when it had problems. I just don't, because I feel like it's going to make it worse. And when they make it worse, it mean you may end up costing yourself more money depending on what the issue is. So I'm like, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get these brakes done. My daughter told me it'll be cheaper. Well, she told me it'll be better. She probably did say cheaper. It'll be better if I brought the parts and then I took it to the shop. So that's what I did. I happened to go on Temu, and I'm telling you, they had the whole set for $25. I paid. I'm gonna put it up in here because I'm gonna go in my Temu account and then I'm gonna screenshot what I got. And I got an air filter back in the summertime too. Because you know, when you get an oil change, they check your air filter and they tell you whether or not, 9 times out of 10, it's more than often you need to change your air filter. More than often. It was one time where I was told, "Oh, your air filter look good," and that's when I had just changed it. And they charge you like $28 to do something that you can really do yourself. And I got that air filter, I think, for like $10.78 off of Temu. And I watched a YouTube video on how to put it in. I was nervous because I felt like I didn't want to, mess anything up on the vehicle. But I was in a place to where I just didn't have the finance to take care of the maintenance like how I would like to have taken care of it. So I just told myself I'm gonna do what I can. So that's why I ordered that, and then that's why I took the chance and ordered the brakes for $25, a full set of brakes. Seriously. And when I took it to the shop, because it was only the front brakes that needed to be done, they did the front brakes for $80. I was riding around. I felt so dumb. I felt stupid because I was riding around for a good couple of weeks, a good few weeks. And I say a few weeks is because like a month or two prior, you hear it before it actually goes out. But sometimes that just be like, sometimes it comes and goes. Because I remember I had rented a car from a person when the app Hire Car, if you guys ever use that, that's where actual people rent out their personal cars. And his car used to do that sometimes. And I was concerned about that, so I reached out to him about it. And he said that it just does that sometimes. So I thought that was the case with mine. But like, let a month or two go past, I needed to get the brakes done. So I ordered that off of Temu. And I'm going to insert a picture because I'm still riding on them same brakes. Now, it got little slots in them. I never had any brakes like that. It really don't matter to me. At first, I kind of was like, I don't know about that. But at the same time, it is doing what it's supposed to do. I don't know what's the difference about it. I guess it's supposed to be better somehow. I don't know. But I got that. So because I remember doing that, and also a car that I had years ago, when someone worked on my car, they actually told me that I could order the spark plugs and coils off of Amazon for cheaper. So, because when I went to AutoZone or whatever auto shop I went to, they gave me the price, and I'm like, that's pricey. I went on Amazon and I only paid, I believe, like $90 some. So when I went to AutoZone on Friday to get spark plugs and coils, just, I believe, the spark plugs or the coils, it was something alone that was like $230 something. And then the other part that I had to get was like a piece, $7.99 a piece, and I needed 6 of those. And I was just like, yeah, that's a lot. So thankfully though, they didn't have them in stock anyways, because sometimes I just go ahead and I pay for something, especially if I had the money to. I just go ahead and I pay for it. But during the times where like I don't have it, then that's when I be like, okay, I'm trying to figure it out. But I'm gonna keep that same mentality because it only makes sense to save money where you can save money at. So I left the store, got in my car, and I looked on Amazon. And I'm like, wow, $84.99 for the spark plugs and the coils, the whole set. When I was about to be out of like $300. So I had messaged the mechanic that now works on my car to make sure that was the right part, and it was. So I'm gonna order that, and then also I'm gonna order the hub bearings, which was, I think like $35.99 or something. I can't even remember, but it was less than what I would have paid at the auto shop. So that's another thing. So today I was looking up gasket pan. I couldn't find none for the vehicle. I was looking up an air filter. I couldn't find none for the vehicle. But I know I'm going to get it off of Temu because that's where I got it before. But I'm saying all this to say that I chose to go with this mechanic that had fixed the axle. That's what it was. So the shop that I took it to did not fix my axle. They fixed the tire rod because I had asked which would be better to fix first. And he told me the tire rod. So I fixed the tire rod, y'all. And I think I still got the receipt. And I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to insert it in here. Because I fixed the tire rod. And then I end up having to pay another fee because something else happened. I don't know. Like, I just felt like this car shop was getting over on me. And I don't like that because when I take the car somewhere, I prefer to keep going to the same place because, like, I like to build that type of relationship where I can bring my vehicle, and not only that, you will learn my vehicle and what's wrong with it because of what you done fixed on it as well. You get what I'm saying? Not saying learning my vehicle as if though they don't know what they're doing, but I mean to the sense of where it's like, oh, okay, well, you done got all this done, so this is probably happening because of that, versus you taking it somewhere else and you got to explain to them what happened and all this and that. Like, I like to keep that type of connection, but I decided to cut ties because I paid the same fee for something. I'm gonna show y'all because it feel like I'm just rambling, but I took this car to get the brakes done. I paid $80. Not bad at all for the front brakes. $80, not bad. If I would have knew, I could have just got the back ones done too, just because. And that's $160 because other places, well, other people, because I went on Facebook Marketplace, it'd be people on there too. They wanted like $300-$400, and I didn't have that. So because of this place had, to me, some good prices, I went back when my car got to making a sound. Like every time I turned, it was like something like that. So then they looked at it. Now I do appreciate them looking at it without a fee, because some places, in order for them to just look at your car, they are charging you for that diagnosis. But he told me it was an axle and it was the tire rod. So as I said, I was riding around on that for a while, not getting on the highway because he told me not to. So then when I finally am ready to get it fixed, I go and I get the tire rod fixed, because that's the first thing he said that would be better to do first when I asked him. Okay, so you know how when you get your car fixed, you can tell when something is fixed, right? And I get in the car and I'm driving and I'm expecting for it to feel different, but why did I end up still hearing that same sound? So I'm thinking, like, you know what? Maybe it's because of the axle. Maybe that's what it is. But the car just still felt like it was driving the same. And then I needed what was that? Power steering. My power steering went out off of work. Got off of work, power steering is out. Took it to the shop. He fixed it. I went and picked it up. The next day, the power steering went out again. Now, I have warranty on there, 30 days. So I took it to him, and he said, oh, it was because of something, so he fixed it, didn't charge me. So then, a few days go by, the power steering went out again. I took it to him. He said, oh, it's because of something. I cannot remember what he said. But this time he said, okay, you don't have to pay for the what he said. I think he told me I didn't have to pay for the piece or I didn't have to pay for the labor. It was one of the two, but I still have to end up coming. I think it was the labor I didn't have to pay for, but I had to pay for the piece. That's what it was. Yeah. And I cannot remember exactly what it was, but then when this mechanic now, I decided to let him fix the axle because I realized that I was getting played. There ain't no other way around it. I was getting played. And it took for my children's dad to tell me that, seriously. Because he got to asking me questions like, didn't you just pay? So what was that? And then I'm sitting there, I'm thinking to myself, and then I had to look at the receipt. And I'm like, right. And then when the man that fixed my axle, fixed the axle on the car, when he fixed the axle, he told me that I would need a hub bearing and a tie rod. Now, they never told me I needed a hub bearing, but he did tell me I needed a tie rod. So then at the moment, I'm like, okay, because I'm just trying to get this car fixed. I'm just trying to keep up everything with this car because I don't want no surprises. I don't want to be riding down the road and then I'm just broke down. So I'm just like, okay, and just paying. And let's be real, it's tax season. So with this tax money, I'm getting my vehicle together. Like everything that needs to be together, I'm getting my vehicle together. It's people out here buying cars. Hell, I'm getting my vehicle together. And that's the beautiful thing of having this mindset. Because I remember the first vehicle I got at 23, tax time came around. And it was, all I needed was, what was that? A Cadillac converter. Instead of getting that fixed, I got a whole new vehicle, and that vehicle was a damn lemon. I didn't have that vehicle no longer than 3 months. Like stuff just was breaking down left and right and left, like it wasn't even worth keeping, and I didn't end up keeping it. But this vehicle is not a lemon. It's just things that has to get done because it's time. Y'all heard the mileage I said is that it's time to get things done. So I'm making sure while I have the finances that I get things taken care of. And that's why I was just like, oh, okay. Oh, until my children's father was like, didn't you get the tie rod fixed at the shop? And I said, you know what? I sure did. So then I went even further to look for that receipt in my wallet to see like which was it, the left side? Well, I don't know. I don't know nothing about no cars. But was it the right side? So I looked on the receipt, and on the receipt, I believe it said left and right. So then now I'm like, did you even fix anything? And then on that, I think I have a year warranty. So a part of me like, you know what, I should go back and tell them that this mechanic had told me I need a tire rod, how if y'all fix it and all that. But then I thought to myself, I'm not even finna do that because it don't make sense to do it, because if they do fix anything, it may be one of those, oh, you don't have to pay for the labor, but you can pay for the part, like how they told me with the power steering. And even with the power steering, it was something about like a hose or a line or something. And if that's what I paid for the first time, why do I have to pay for it again for your mess up? So I'm already out of $600 when I don't have to be. And I'm talking about this was in like not even a whole month, because I was trying to get work done every week. I only had two things at the time, and that was the tie rod and the axle. But then the power steering situation happened. So there's that. Oh, and then in the fall, like October, the power steering had went out. I went around the corner. He was actually closing. See, this is why I like to have that trustworthy relationship with anybody that's working on my car, especially a shop. And I do appreciate him because he did fix it, and I didn't have the money. I didn't. I said, I told him what was wrong. I was like, I only got $70. because I only had $70. Like, you can't rig it up or anything to get it to working, because this is like, I need this vehicle. And he did whatever he did, and from October to January, it was working, and I never experienced that power steering until then. So that's why when I actually experienced it, and when that happened, I just knew he was gonna fix it, because he fixed it when I only had $70. So then it made me think, did he just rig something up? Like, did he actually charge me what it would actually be, but actually just rig something up? And then, because that's what my children's dad said, like, that's probably what he did. Until I thought about it, like, you know what, that probably is what he did. And then take it to him, and then try the next step. You get what I'm saying? And then that happened again, and then it's like, we're gonna have to put the whole thing on. That's the only way that I'm seeing it. And that's why, like, I be nervous now. I mean, this mechanic, he seemed trustworthy and honest, and he come to you. So, like, I still got the what is that, the axle in the trunk that I need to take to a scrap yard. At least I can get a few dollars for. And I actually like that, because I know that you actually then took the part off the car and you didn't actually put it on. See, when you go to these shops, I just go pick up my vehicle and thinking it's all done. And last year, I found somebody off of Facebook Marketplace. And what did I get done? I'm doing that because I just realized what I got done was like a tire rod or something. Or was it was something. I'm going to look back in those messages, and I'm gonna post it. Because this is how people get over.
Now, I know I said I was going to look back in those messages.
It shouldn't matter what time it is.
So when I went to,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to make sure my vehicle
and remembered that
is up and running like how it's supposed to be. Because I don't want to be broken down anywhere, and then people just taking your money.
To me texting
something told me,
and I no longer have the phone that I had
on
last
Facebook
year.
Marketplace.
So
he said he used to work
what the issue was, how much he charged, but I know I paid
and
like
he quit because
probably
he felt like he was doing all the work and they wasn't paying
$900 for whatever
other
it
people
is that
was,
he did. I just can't remember
getting paid a lot and whatnot, and how now he's an entrepreneur now, so he does his own thing, not with working on cars. That's something he does on the side, but being a DJ at weddings and stuff like that. So I'm sitting up here like, oh, congratulations, like, genuinely. I go to pick up the vehicle and I'm driving it, and I had that same feel where it's just like, it don't feel different. It feel the same. It wasn't no knocking or anything that I heard, but it's like, it feels the same. I don't feel anything different. And my intuition was telling me, he didn't fix nothing. And I wanted to get the muffler fixed, because he said, that's something because I had asked him, why is my car loud? And he said it might be the muffler, and I want to get that fixed. So, but then when I reached out to him, he never responded. So I took that as a sign, like, okay, just don't take the car back to him, because obviously, you getting your money from this and whatever the case. But he didn't give me back the part. He said that I gave him the money. He said he ordered a part and go pick it up, and I'm trusting people and taking their word for it. I don't know if he did or if he didn't, but the way my car was driving, it the very same, I don't think so. And it was something else, because he had messaged me when I was no longer there, if I wanted to do something else, get something else fixed. And it's the same thing. It was tax time around. Yeah, it was tax time. and trying to get whatever fixed that I need fixed on the vehicle. So I said, yeah, but when I go to pick it up, it's still driving the same. I don't feel no difference. And then why am I getting told the same thing? It shouldn't matter that I'm a woman. It shouldn't matter that I don't know nothing about cars. It shouldn't matter. At the end of the day, like, people are going to always need their car fixed. You have some people that go to the dealerships that charge way much more than a mechanic shop, a shop that's on the corner, or a smaller shop. And then you have people that do it themselves that can come to you, or you go to them, and they charge less than a shop. So it's just like, I wasted a few $100s, more than a few $100s, between just them two people alone. This third person that my children's dad put me on, he seemed like he's genuine and he's actually doing the work, and that's exactly what I need. I don't need to be wasting no money. So I'm gonna order the things that I can order right now off of Amazon, which is the spark plugs and the coils and the hub bearings. I'm gonna order that. But what I really want to do is get this gasket pan situation fixed first, because that's very important with that oil leak. I don't want to be waiting around, because what ended up happening is I end up forgetting. That's why I asked her if she can write it down, because she forgot to put it on in the recommendations. But I asked her if she can write it down, because I end up forgetting. That's like that coolant flush. I needed that coolant flush 2 months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, and I didn't have it like that. Shoot. So while I do have it, let's take care of what we need to take care of. So I'm proud of myself, though, because sometimes I put things off, but the only way that a vehicle can continue to run like how I need to run is by keeping up with the maintenance. That's like with that coolant flush. I was scared, because I'm like, I hope that don't mess up my car, because I'll be watching stuff on YouTube, and I seen where some people say not to do these flushes on your car. Like, I believe it's like the coolant flush is one. I think it's like a transmission flush, and I think it's another flush. But I was watching some time back where it said like not to do those flushes on your car. But at the same time, like, it has it in a book of it being recommended at certain times, and I want this vehicle to last, because I like this vehicle. This is the third, like, van, the exact van that I had. The exact one. Well, it's not the exact. The first one was a town and country, but the town and country and the Dodge Grand Caravan are the same things. It's the same. And I think the second one was a town and country too, or is a Dodge Grand Caravan. This one is a Dodge Grand Caravan, and I really like it. Like, the first one I got, it was because of my children, the amount of children that I have, and it was enough room for all of us. Now I don't need all this space because my children then got older. Like, I have an adult child. I don't need all this space, but I still decide to have this because that's just how much I like it. It's comfortable, it's spacious. So, compared to being in a car or something. But yeah, so I'm gonna bring y'all on a journey when it comes to getting this car fixed. Let me stop saying it like that, because it's nothing major wrong with it. It's just I have to tackle these things while it's nothing major. So I'm gonna take y'all on that journey, and I'm going to insert these receipts of what I was talking about. So be careful out here going to these shops and all that. You shouldn't even have to ask for the old piece back, because I know somebody may be thinking like, well, just tell them that you shouldn't even have to do all that. It should be trustworthy people. It's like, don't fix a little bit and then for me to come back and charge me the same price and then fix a little bit to get it working a little and then come, because that's what happened. So be mindful where y'all taking y'all vehicle to. For real, times are already hard out here for some of us. You know, just trying to make it, trying to survive, trying to keep up with what it is that you already do have. The last thing anybody needs to be doing is trying to get over on anybody. Seriously. But I'll see y'all in the next video, y'all.